So before we've even unloaded this one, the previous recovery guy has actually had his chains around that outer tie rod and actually bent it so badly that the wheels almost full lock round to the right and we cannot get it off the back of this lorry. So I'm actually going to cut through that outer tie rod so that we can get this wheel straightened up to unload it off the back of this man's lorry. I really am hoping that we can get this car off the back of this lorry without causing any damage here. That is so close because the suspension's down. Luckily he's got a tilt and slide. Worst way, I'm going to have to jack it up and try and get a block in there just to give it, even a couple of inches higher is going to help that out, isn't it? Let's get it unloaded anyway and take a proper look. Welcome back to the channel. This is now a month later, and yes, we bought a Range Rover Vogue limousine. Very, very different, and not something that we've ever had before. I'm going to stand back. I'm guessing it's bigger there, Chris, isn't it? Like the LSE.
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, shall I open the door?
Yeah, it is ginormous, this car. But the Vogue is the big daddy of all the Range Rovers. But it is only a 2+2. So you can see it's got like two almost driver's seats in the back. It's got tellies in the headrests. It's got the fridge underneath the armrest. All electric seat, heated, cooled seats. It literally is singing and dancing, this car. But another one that we've ended up purchasing from a finance company.
Yeah.
It is a repo, and this car is completely dead. It will not do anything.
No, we've put the jump pack on the jump points, haven't we?
Yeah.
And it's dead.
It's just nothing at all. And this is kind of in preparation. I'm jacking it up and preparing that before we start, because I guess Chris is going to want to jump in. Am I getting ahead of myself? Should we walk round this car? I haven't even shown it, but
yeah, can do.
We've got those lives down there, haven't we?
We know from the previous Range Rover we worked on, there's a junction box there.
Yeah.
Where that jump point under the bonnet. Shall we show you under the bonnet?
Yeah,
so,
definitely, Chris. Sorry, I'm just getting ahead of myself.
I mean, what's happened is we've come out here and to have a little look before we started filming, didn't we?
Yes.
And then we've had to stop ourselves because we're getting a bit carried away. You jacked it up and I said, hold on, we ain't even started the video
That's
yet,
right,
mate.
yeah.
But so we're trying to jump from these 2 points, earth and live.
Yeah.
And nothing is happening. It's powering nothing up on the car at all. So we know that this goes down to a junction box from the other Range Rover, as I say.
Behind the wheel.
And that junction box has the cable going back to the battery, but it also has a cable going to the starter motor. So there's a fault between here and that junction box. So you're going to have to take the splash out.
Have a look down here.
And jump, possibly unbolt it from there, and we try and jump it from there. But while you're doing that, I'm going to climb in the boot and see if I can pop the tailgate. Yeah. Because then we can get to the battery.
There's twin batteries in here apparently, isn't there?
I don't know. I've not seen one with twin batteries, have you?
No.
So I don't know, but...
Poking your nose in here, you did notice somebody's already pulled a couple of covers off in the back there.
They have. So I'm thinking if I can get in there and I can, with the jump pack, while you're taking that apart, if I can get in there with the jump pack and power up the sort of solenoid for the latch on the tailgate, we can get the tailgate open, we can get the get to the battery.
All the fuses, yeah.
Yeah, and see, because maybe something's been disconnected, I don't know, but it's unusual that you power up from here. I mean, we'll show it if you want, but it's unusual that you power up from here. We thought, well, we'll just try it and see what we're working with.
And we've got nothing.
And it's dead, so I don't know.
I'm going to show you the space that Chris is going to be working in, because it's going to be hard to show, but just showing the rest of the car, genuinely, we don't know. Is this a Luma kit? Is it? I don't really know.
It's not factory, is it?
It's not factory. No, look at the size of that front bumper. Unless it is, no, you can see actually it's not. But those wheels, I've never ever seen wheels that big.
24s.
On a car in the UK, no, 24-inch wheels, and there's only 3 of them. So going into the back, this is basically, Chris is going to get in now, and did you pull that back cover off?
No.
No, that was already off.
Yeah, I've not touched it.
So Chris is going to get in now and try to get the boot open, because you can't get that carpet up
to get to the
high
battery.
enough to get to the battery, and you can't bring these seats forward because they've got a bulkhead behind them anyway. So they're reclined back as far as they can go. And
they're power anyway.
Yeah.
And we got no power. No. So we're like, got no
6 or one and a half a dozen of the other, I think you say, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's an electric tailgate, as we know, and the little buttons there, but with no power.
No. There's Chris's brothers that we had to have hooked on it. It is not an SV, but it may be an autobiography. I don't actually know. SV specialist vehicle. I guess, mate, you get in your little confined space and I'll start stripping out this wheel arch.
I mean, hopefully one of us has a bit of success.
Get some power, yeah.
And we can get a bit of power, and then...
we have got 2 keys for this car, and I've just been and had new batteries put in these, by the way. And they literally do nothing. And with that jump pack on, they do the same.
But until we can get to in there, we don't know what's been...
No, we don't. Right, mate, let's get on then. So working in a bit of harmony here, Chris has climbed straight in the back. I've gone and got in the jump pack so that once he does find the wires, he can use the power from the jump pack to actually get that tailgate open. I'm going to concentrate on that front near side wheel arch. It does come out in 2 sections, and it's just the rear half that you need out to expose those live wires. There's just 2 little trim clips at the top there, only 1 Phillips screw in the bottom of it holding it in, and you can see once I remove them, I managed to pull it straight out. I think Chris quickly realised that he didn't want to be leaning over them seats for the rest of the day. So as fast as I got that wheel arch liner out, he had managed to pop the boot. Do you want to talk us through that? Or?
Yeah, it's quite easy really. So I found that bit of loom there that goes down to the latch.
Yeah.
So it's not very nicely done, but with a Stanley knife I've exposed the core.
Yeah.
And then with the jump pack, I've plugged that. I don't know where the jump pack will put it.
Down there.
Oh, there. I've plugged that in the jump pack. This was made for something else ages ago. So I've just gone on what looked like the earth, a black one, and touched the other 2, and second one it clicked.
Oh, lovely.
Unlatched.
I've just seen that. That's the proper wheel, is it?
It is, yeah. But what I've found is the battery's missing.
Ah, well.
But I don't like the look of that, Johnny.
Nah, that's touched something.
That's been arced.
Yeah. Can I zoom in on that, mate?
Yeah.
1 sec. There's a change in sound when we zoom in, so I need to...
Okay.
Oh dear, let's get a bit closer.
Might be nothing, but it looks like it's been...
Right, that's arced on something.
Isn't it? When it's been jumped, maybe. I don't know. Just guessing here. The other thing is, Rob, is there a power missing off of that? Or is that just for an auxiliary?
Yeah.
I don't know. We're going to have to... It looks like some of this may have been... I don't know.
Chris, did you undo all this, or was it already undone?
All undone.
So someone's been here before.
You've got to take that undone to get the battery out.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what we're going to find. I mean, I think... That's that cable we've referred to earlier that's going to that junction box.
There's another battery behind there, is there?
I don't know, Who knows?
No, it's not.
But there's another power lead going there, so I think we're going to have a look in that, aren't
Well, let's
we?
get a battery, shall we?
Yeah, that probably makes the most sense, doesn't it? Is to get a battery first.
Yeah.
And, yeah,
I'll go and grab one of them. We'll see if we got any power, what the mileage is. Last known mileage, I can show you that now. So, of course, as usual, we checked this one out when we was buying it using Car Vertical. Now, this was quite some time ago. We bought this one, and it did actually show as on finance. The car was being sold by the finance company, and since we have now paid for it and we are the legal owners, that marker has been removed, and you can see now it is clearly highlighted in green that it looks good. Everything else on the report seems to be perfect. There's no issues found, and we are just going to go to the timeline because it is a non-runner. We need to know the last known mileage, and you can see their last known mileage was 68,292, and that was on February 2023. I do just want to show you an example of what it would look like if it was showing on finance, and what you can actually do to see if there really is anything owed on that car. Here is that example, and as you can see there, it says financial and legal status needs attention. Now, if this ever does pop up and you want more information, so if it was highlighted in yellow for damaged, you could click straight on the damaged. And the same for odometer, but where this one is on finance, you click actually on that and it says beware, this vehicle might have financial restrictions. And if you click on show more, you can see there that this car is actually on lease. This is not our car, this is an example, and it's record found 0622. And when you actually click on that, it does give you the document number there for the lease agreement. It tells you the term of the lease agreement and also the name of the finance company, so Creation Consumer Finance. Now, what you can do, quite often the telephone number will come up for the finance company, but you can Google that one, get the number, ring them up, ask them if they hold any financial interest in the vehicle, give them that document number, and by law, it's not breaking any GDPR laws, they can say, yes, we hold an interest, or no, we don't. I want to thank Car Vertical for the continued support on these must-do checks. To benefit from a nice little discount off your check, use the code displayed up on screen now, or hit the link in the description where it will automatically apply your discount. So Chris has done plenty of head scratching here, and we have fully charged a battery, and we got an assortment. There you go, mate. Right. We have got an assortment of jump packs. We got that booster, we've got the snap-on jump pack round the front, and I guess it's got more of a chance with a battery in it than it did without a battery in it. So
yeah, so we'll put that on there, see what we got. I'm kind of thinking, Rob,
yeah,
that where this, we know we've jump packed it from that end and we couldn't get anything, but looking in here, without taking too much apart, you can see another red wire there and another red wire there.
Right.
But they both look smaller than that wire, so I think it splits there again, and that's where everything is fed from. So still don't explain why the jump points don't work, does it?
Does that look a bit black to you? Sorry.
I think that's just off of. It might be. What, you thinking it's been hot?
I don't know. It just looks
could
a bit
be, couldn't
black,
it?
doesn't it? Chuck that earth on. I'm dying to know if it does anything. Oh! The interior lights come on, Chris.
Well, it powers up there, doesn't it?
Oh! Grab that, mate. Grab that. Let's.
Have we got the right keys even? Well, yes, we have got the right keys.
$69,595.
Nice, is that? Yeah, that's nice, isn't it?
And it powers up. Steering knobs come off.
That's handy. Makes it movable. Well, stick your foot on the brake and just see what happens.
I can't reach the pedals. What, try it?
But in theory, that we're thinking the cable to the starter's dead, because we've already had a jump pack on that and it didn't power that in.
Should we put the jump pack on that battery as well?
No, but just give it a, while you're there, you may as well. But if it doesn't crank, we kind of already. I wasn't expecting that, because we've powered up that end and it didn't power the car up.
Press brake. Did that just click?
Something clicked, mate. Yes.
I don't know if that battery's mount.
Something's clicking. That's what we had on the SVR, mate.
Oh no, not that carry on again.
It's exactly what it was, wasn't it?
Let's turn that off for a minute. Right, off. Let me chuck jump pack on it as well, Chris, because that's quite weak, that little battery, isn't it? Should we use the booster or the?
Yeah, put this
starter thing.
I don't know. The other one's
jump
been on
pack,
charge
yeah,
as well, so maybe put that on.
And it's pointless putting it out there because we think it's dead.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably a bit small, the battery put on there, but needs
I've got
must.
really bad nerves. I'm shaking.
Yeah.
I'm worried.
Is what it is, mate.
That's nice though, Chris, at the steering. At least we can get it outside the workshop door now.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Someone spent a lot of money on the steering wheel there, so I'll hold these here. Cause it's...
Well, she's dead now.
Yeah, I must... Oh. That's got a ghost on it, hasn't it?
Good chance.
Either that or it's locked up.
Yeah.
Let me turn that off again. What do you do? Press and hold it? Yeah. Right, so just keys in the centre I've got the handbrake forced off. Or have I? No, I haven't, have I? Let's try it again.
That's for neutral, isn't it? What you've got there. Yeah, it's clicking the starter, but not...
But look, the gear knob's not even popping up. Well, don't that until it runs.
But you see, that, thinking about it, that's going to power up the solenoid on the starter, but as I was saying earlier, we've already established that that jump point is dead. So that means the main to the starter's dead.
Yeah.
So the solenoid is all that would click, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think we need to establish why there is a brake in that power running from the front to the rear of the car, and the best thing is to remove there, I think.
Yeah. Just trying to get that ignition to turn off now. I've got to press OK and clear all these faults first. OK, OK, and then...
I mean, I know it sounds silly. The other thing you could do is leave the battery connected that end, because that's kind of powering the vehicle.
I can smell burning, Chris. Yeah. Can you not smell that?
Nothing at all, no.
Something smelt a bit, you know, like melty.
Did
Sorry,
it?
yeah.
No, I didn't get any of that.
That's weird as well. Look, quick, look at the ignition.
Yeah.
Now walk round the back here.
So it's got another battery.
It's got another battery on it, mate, because I've just disconnected that.
Yeah. So what I was trying to get at was between that jump point and back here, we've established before we even put this on that there's something breaking it, haven't they? Because otherwise it would have powered up. It's powered up from this end, didn't power up from the other end, so it's got to be going via some kind of fuse box, secondary auxiliary battery. But just thinking before you smelt something, that if we connect this battery but don't jump pack it here, if we then jump pack it from the front, that's going to give our live feed to the starter motor from this, but this is going to give the feed to the ignition switch.
Let's try
we might actually be able to get it to crank, even though we've still got the fault.
I want to just check with this jump pack, mate. I could smell something.
I must admit I didn't, but...
You know what, instead of walking around with this, I did notice it's got a couple of aftermarket wires there as well, didn't I? But
yeah,
I can't smell.
Could have been just something going coincidental, couldn't it? Going past.
All right, let's do a bit of investigation.
But have we?
Yeah.
Because that's the jump point there.
Yeah.
That one there is going to the starter. So if we was to put power there to the starter motor, it won't crank until you flip the solenoid, which is via the ignition switch. And that's what was clicking.
Yeah.
So
let's give it a try.
I think it's worth a go, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Do you want to? Should we get a tie rod for this and get it? Oh, mind you, we can't, can we? Can't get it outside the workshop because it's in gear.
No, we've got to try and get it.
Right, let's do that then.
Yeah,
let's
we'll
have a good go. So again, just working together here, having a good look through. Chris is in the back going through all of the fuses. I'm just having a look underneath, just checking that everything all seems okay and exactly how it should be. I did notice there's a couple of bolts missing at the under tray at that point. Chris has gone through all the fuse. We've found another battery as well. Get the front wheel off. But we certainly can't be guilty of waffle here, because you can't make an omelette without breaking the eggs, and this one is a real head scratcher. Now in the back there, Chris actually found, I'm going to quickly show that, even though I mentioned it on the time lapse, and that was all the fuses he was going through, but we have found another battery. So we've now got the 2 batteries on it. That auxiliary battery that Chris found has got 11.9 volts in it. So it hasn't run flat because the other battery hasn't been on there, and it's got like a, what did we call that box? Like basically
possibly like a motorhome has a smart relay. So when the vehicle's charging, it opens up the pathway to both batteries.
Yeah.
But when the vehicle's not charging, so that one don't drag the other one down, it cuts it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's possibly why. But
the other thing we tried was we lived this up directly, and we earthed it up the top, and we had smoke coming off of the earth. I thought I could smell it, and we did. We had smoke coming off the earth, up here on the earth, and Chris has got down underneath. You can see we've got various axle stands, blocks of wood. We've got the jack under there, and we've established that we've got a brand new starter motor on this car, a new turbo, but do that wiggle what you just did a minute ago.
Yeah, I don't think that is off the whole fault.
No,
but
I know.
It is just.
You reckon you can get that
I
up
reckon
under there?
so, mate. I reckon so. I hope so. It is, and I think it's probably when the. I think that's showing it, Rob. Is it showing it?
You just don't want it to start recording.
Yeah, it is. It is. The solenoid wire is hanging off.
Do you
Not
think?
been tightened up, but that would not make it smoke. But this wire here that I've disconnected, down there, so that is your main power going around to your starter motor, but it's spurred off, and that's going up there. So you kindly had a look at that for me, didn't you? So that's going up to the alternator.
Back of the alternator, yeah.
So, has it got an alternator fault, which is making that a dead short? So I think we've got 2 options here. Well, first of all, we've got to tighten that wire up to the solenoid side.
Yeah.
But we have either got to disconnect off the back of the alternator to establish whether it's that making the short, because obviously that shouldn't smoke, should it?
No, not at all.
Or that this new starter motor's faulty. It doesn't look like they've pinched a wire anywhere to me here, does it?
No.
It could be a dead short.
No, I've run my hand all the way from one end to the other.
I guess probably the alternator is really difficult to get to, is it?
I can just about see it up through the front there, so
it's probably going to be easier, Rob, to disconnect the wire off the back of this.
Yeah.
Find a jump lead and put a terminal on the end and bolt a jump lead back on it.
Yeah.
So we can have it out here, and we know we've not got the alternator connected in the circuit then,
Okay.
and we can get it off a jump pack quick.
All right, mate.
But it looks like it's also had a new turbo up there, so I don't know. But that's, I mean, it's not just a little bit new, is it? It's brand new.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So,
again, we can only apologise for how long it's taken to find the issue, but it genuinely, I mean, it's taken a lot longer than it is for us just to record these segments. We are going to dig in now, get that little switch tightened up, and just keep on, I suppose.
Thinking aloud here, it is possible that the new starter motor would be faulty. Unlikely, but I don't know how you'd test that, the windings in it, to see if you've got a dead short, because if I use continuity on the meter, it will show continuity just like anything else does, because it makes a circuit. So I'm not specialised enough to know how you would test that. But all I know is with that connected to power, it shouldn't smoke.
No.
So
and it does.
It's either that or the alternator, or a pinched wire, but you can't see a pinched wire, can you?
Let's dig in, mate, and see what we can come up with, I guess.
I think we take it off there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right, let's do it. And again, straight back to it. We've got that wire on there. We're going to try that. And while Chris is under there putting that wire on, I'm just up the top there, making sure that there's no wires touching, because previously when we put that jump pack on there, it wasn't good. We've soon established it still wouldn't turn off the jump pack, so I got underneath and decided to actually completely remove the starter motor so that we can bench test it, so to speak, like test it on the floor once it's off the vehicle. So under there for about 10 minutes and out comes the starter motor, and let's check it over. It's a bit going backwards but going forwards. I've now got the starter motor removed, but while Chris was underneath there, he has put this short lead on it, completely isolating the starter motor away from the rest of the car.
Yep.
He put the jump pack on it and we still had smoke coming off of the jump pack. So I actually got under there and removed that starter motor because we thought there's an issue, but as you can see, that is brand new.
But why would a brand new starter motor smoke?
Yeah, so Chris, I'll let you grab that. I mean, look, we bought this car, and in this industry, everyone probably knows what's coming. You got to kind of take people's words for it, you know, especially when you're dealing with other people. This is a finance repo, and the first thing I asked was, has it got a good engine? And they didn't say it's perfect, but they said, as far as I know, the engine is very good. It is just an electrical fault. But you can see what I've had on here. And I mean, me and Chris have chased our tail all day on the basis that this was going to be a good engine. But we have now established that, I mean, look, it sees solid. So unfortunately,
it's a bit more than an electrical fault.
It is a bit more than an electrical fault. That engine, 4.4 V8, is completely toast. At 68,000, I don't know how, but...
Is it turbo related? Because we think it's had a new
turbo.
I don't think you can see it from there. From underneath you can see it's new.
What you probably can see there, just through there, you can't. It's actually got a brand new alternator on it as well. So, I don't know where we're going with this one. I don't really know what we're going to do. You certainly can't return it. We bought it as is, where is. So unfortunately, ending the video on a little bit of a downer today. That is going to be the end of today's video. If you did enjoy it, we would really appreciate that thumbs up. It will certainly put a smile back on our faces. If you haven't hit that subscribe button already, hit subscribe. And of course, if you want to follow us on our TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, the links for all of them are in the description down below. We'll see you very, very soon in the next one.
Shall we just add to that?
Go on.
You can put this bit straight on the end if you want.
Yeah.
Quite possibly what's happened is the turbo's failed.
Yeah.
It's run on the oil.
Yeah.
It's done the engine.
Yeah.
Someone's not been truthful. A garage has ended up putting a new starter motor on, and they have actually killed the new starter motor because the engine's seized up.
Yeah.
I don't know, because it's an odd thing to have on a seized up engine a brand new starter motor, Rob, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just like it's brand new, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I'd love to get that bar on there and show you guys. I was hanging off it, but it's really tight in there and it's scratching my arms a bit. So that really is the end. Goodbye.